Respected Shri Karma, Shri Lakshma Reddy Garu, Professor Ragnekar, Srinivas, Rajshekar, Mr. Holappa, Ms. Kare, Professor Bhaskar Reddy, Vanitaji. I also acknowledge the presence of Ronak from Startup India in the audience. Invitees, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I'm very happy to see this very impressive turnout. I guess most of you are students from this college and from other colleges. Many of you perhaps are at a juncture when you are going to take a very important decision about your future. What after completing this engineering course, after this BTech course? I know that there's a very strong tradition in Hyderabad of quite a number of students going to United States, other places for their higher studies. And I'm sure some of you will be doing the same. But I'm also sure that a large number of you would be seeking jobs. Many of you will be participating in your campus placement programs. Some of you will be applying on their own. And if you look at the last 10 to 15 years, or let us say 20 years, we notice that large number of engineering graduates, whatever their disciplines may be, they could be computer science students, ECE students, whichever branch they have studied, the preference is to go for the IT sector jobs. And the IT sector has also responded to this kind of an urge or demand from the engineering students. And a large number of them have been given employment. In fact, in Hyderabad alone, we have more than 4 lakh IT professionals, and the same is true of other major Indian cities also. So IT sector has been a large employer. The salaries have been good. In fact, many professionals get opportunity to work on international projects because many of the Indian IT companies today, they service international clients. Many of them go for onshore kind of assignments, and it has brought prosperity to many families. Many families have really benefited from this kind of an opportunity. So while the going has been good, we are only looking at the brighter side of jobs in the IT sector. But there is also a flip side. In fact, and now when you read about the fact that jobs are dwindling for a variety of reasons, there's more and more automation in doing routine kind of jobs. Plus, as you know, globally, there is lots of protectionism. There's lots of turmoil happening in the United States, in the UK, in other geographies. And because of this recession, very intense competition, plus these kind of global trends towards protectionism, number of jobs are also coming down. And now people are also recognizing the flip side of an IT sector job. In fact, as the IT secretary of the government here, I get a chance to meet lots of international visitors. I go abroad quite frequently, meet some of the top industry leaders in seminars, in conferences, in their offices. And one thing which I notice is that while India is generally appreciated for the IT prowess, the appreciation is not so much for the brilliant ideas or the brilliant discoveries or the brilliant inventions that Indians are doing. The appreciation is more for the large number of workforce which India is providing to do really the low-end kind of job. In fact, many years ago, a term was coined for Indians who are employed in the IT sector, and the term was cyber coolie. And if I look at the kind of jobs which they do, I really don't feel that this is an exaggeration, because most of the work which an entrant in an IT company, particularly an IT service company, does is typically writing code and nothing else. And this is no different from the work a coolie will be doing. When you go to a railway station or somewhere, you find people carrying your bags like coolies. They are doing mindless kind of work just through their sheer physical labor. And this is how most of the majority of the entry-level IT jobs today have turned out to be. In fact, the pyramid, normally in every organization, there'll be an organizational pyramid, there'll be more people at the bottom, and then it kind of tapers off. Unfortunately, in the IT sector, the bottom of that pyramid is very, very huge. I would guess that almost 60, 65, 70% of the workforce is at the lowest rank, and then a small rise happens at the next level, and an even smaller at the next level, and so on and so forth. Now comes this realization that for years altogether, people have spent their best time of their lives in doing jobs which are not very satisfying, which are not very enriching. They may be productive in the sense that the company requires someone to do those kind of jobs. They may be getting reasonably good salaries, but there is nothing much that they are contributing really as per their potential. In the last few years, an alternative has started to emerge. And the alternative is that instead of becoming a job seeker, can you become a job creator? And that is where entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs, startups, these are really getting into the limelight. In fact, globally also, if you look at the trends, not just in India, one very interesting trend is that in the last, let us say 10, 15 years or so, some of the most important technology-related breakthroughs are coming from the world of entrepreneurs. The large corporations, large R&D institutions, of course, they are doing their bit, but the real breakthroughs the real transformative ones are coming from the world of entrepreneurs. If you look at the poster boys of the entrepreneurship world today, people like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg, they all started small. They were entrepreneurs. In fact, all three of them were college dropouts. They got admission in very good colleges. They were pursuing very good courses. But then they realized that the college education is coming in the way of their entrepreneurial idea, and they felt that they can't really do justice to both. And then they chose to kind of move away from academics and pursued their entrepreneurship dream. And today they have created some of the most valued companies in the world. They are behind the most mega corporations today, which have affected our lives in multiple ways today. So this is the clear message, the clear writing on the wall today, that instead of wasting your time in low-end, unproductive jobs, working like coolies, is there something that one can do on their own? And today, both in India as well as in Hyderabad, in Telangana, we are noticing this, that a large number of people are leaving the job market as early as they can. In fact, if you go to some of those incubators and co-working spaces today, you will find some very, very young people. There are some people who are barely out of their teens. They are in their 19s, 20, 21, and they are ready to start their own company. They are employing people. And some of the problem statements that they are taking up, those are also very, very impressive. In fact, as you know, in India and also in the rest of the world, wherever you go, whether you are living in a village or in a working class neighborhood or even in a regular neighborhood in a city, there are challenges, there are problems all around us. And today, both the government of India and the state government, particularly our government here in Telangana, we have created lots of facilities. If someone wants to become a startup, if someone wants to start his own entrepreneurial idea, the entire ecosystem is there to support them. And I'm sure there are speakers after me who will speak about what this ecosystem is about, what kind of support is available. But in a very, very short period of time, the young persons in India are recognizing this opportunity. In fact, today the global statistics show that India now stands third in the world in terms of number of new startups that are getting registered, the kind of funding that is coming to startups. And in my opinion, this is the way it is going to be, at least for the next 30, 40, 50 years. So on this occasion, this is the short message that I wish to share with you, that while getting into a job may be desirable in the eyes of our parents, in the eyes of our peers, in the social community that we live in, but there are alternatives also, and these alternatives are also getting lots of encouragement. Some years ago, if someone were to tell that he's working in a startup or he's an entrepreneur, perhaps the thinking could be that he could not succeed in the job market, he was a failure there, and therefore as a default, he has moved into something on his own. But this is no longer the belief. If someone says that he's doing his own thing, he's a part of a startup, in fact, people look at him with respect. As I mentioned, just as the West has its own Bill Gates and Steve Jobs and Zuckerberg, in India also there are lots of startup poster boys. You may be aware that in November, Hyderabad is hosting the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. In fact, the entire world's attention will be focused on Hyderabad, on what kind of entrepreneurial ecosystem India has created, Hyderabad has created, and what kind of talent nurturing is happening. So this is the best time to take a very bold decision of not following the herd and getting into a low-end, unproductive, dissatisfying job, but think of the opportunity. If you have it in you, I mean, this is the best time available to get into that direction. So good wishes to all of you. I'm sure that this summit will give you lots of concrete and very practical ideas on how do you start your entrepreneurial journey, how do you really select the idea that you wish to work on, how do you refine that idea, what kind of support is available from the government, from other players in the ecosystem. And I'm very sure that many of you would get inspired, and later on, once you start this journey, we'll be very happy to stay connected with you and help you getting the best of success. So good wishes once again. Thank you very much.